Hi guys, it's Jess here. Today I'm going to lead you through some of my favorite prenatal mobility stretches. We're going to start with child's pose, great for relaxing that lower back. You're going to put your knees nice and wide, have your toes in, heels out, and let your belly hang soft between the thighs, or let your baby hang soft between your thighs, and breathe into your lower back. This is a great stretch for your hips, your lower back, releases everything. I usually start with this one. And then we're going to go to a hip opener and a psoas stretch, which is the front of the hip there. As you can see, I'm pressing forward, and then I'm pulling my leg back, tucking my tailbone in a pelvic tilt to press those hips forward, reaching up and over to the opposite side. So I'm not only getting a stretch in the front of the leg, but in the side of the leg as well. And of course, any stretch you do on one leg, you're going to repeat on the other side. So you can press forward, opening up the hips, keeping your heart up, upper body strong and straight, breathing through the movement. Again, you're going to give me that tailbone tuck, that pelvic tilt, to open up the front of that back hip, reach up and over. Great stretch for the IT band. If you're having any SI joint pain, this one is also super great for that. This is my favorite pregnant twist. Twisting may not feel comfortable for a lot of you guys during your pregnancy. This one is safe. You're going to hook one foot over the knee and use the weight of that foot to kind of press that knee down to the ground. So you're not in a full twist, but you are getting some release of that lower back. You're going to do the other side, hooking the foot over top, pressing the knee down. You're going to heel toe the foot on the floor out to the side just to make sure it's wider, and you're going to press it down. You feel a nice stretch in the back and across the front of the thigh there as well. Great for quads. I call it the Prego twist. All right. You can do these in any order that you need to, or just do one stretch. If you have some yoga blocks here, I'm going to use these for the next couple of stretches. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can obviously use bolsters, pillows, anything that will support your body weight. This is a good for your lower back. It just kind of gets the stress off those vertebrae. If you're using a block, you always want to start on the lowest height and raise it up slowly. You never want to go to the highest height first. You just want to kind of make sure that you're going slowly up and you're not jerking into any sort of movement. And again, if this highest height feels awful for you, don't do it. Pregnancy is always about listening to your body. So if you don't need to go up to that higher height, you don't have to at all. And when you're ready to come out of your stretch, you can add a hip opening stretch at the bottom of this. As you can see, I'm straightening one leg, so I'm getting a stretch across the front of the hip. Do one leg at a time, and if it feels good for you, you can actually go and do this stretch with two legs, but only if you feel comfortable. I think I show you here. All the while breathing in and out, connecting to your breath, connecting to your diaphragm, releasing your pelvic floor. Good. And if you are going to do this stretch, you can do it on any height that works for you. And make sure that when you're coming out of this stretch, you're always going down in steps as well. If you're at the highest height, you're coming through the middle block height and then the lowest block height, and then back down to flat on the ground. We're now going to use our blocks for a upper back extension and a chest opener. You're going to use two. One to support your head and neck, and one to support your shoulders. So you're going to set the two blocks up about a foot apart. You can find what feels right for you. And that block will be in the middle of your shoulder blades and on the back of your head. And then you're just going to let your arms out to the side and breathe. This is also can be done on a big Swiss ball. You can do this on a bolster, a pillow, anything that will kind of have you extend that upper back, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine, and give you that nice stretch. Pregnancy, there's a lot of hunching over that belly, a lot of weight in front. So anything you can do to release the front part of your chest will be very, very helpful. We're going to do some neck stretching here. You can sit, you can stand, dropping the head to one side, breathing, and you can actually use that arm to apply a little bit of pressure to kind of ease the stretch. And I always think about a weight kind of holding my other arm down, so I really feel a pulling along that one side. This is my favorite stretch. I do it in all my classes, a seated chest opener. You can also do this standing, obviously. Interlock the hands behind the low back, puff out the chest, roll the shoulder blades together, and breathe. Just stick your chest right out there. Good. You want to stay in all of these stretches for at least 20 to 30 seconds. I'm going a little fast here just to get through all of them. And we're going to do a hamstring stretch here, and that's basically feet nice and wide, reaching over. If you cannot touch the ground, you always want to ground yourself, reach for your shins. And then we'll do a hip opener. Come into a sumo squat position, toes out. Knees tracking over your toes. You're going to use your elbows to press your knees out. And if it feels good for you, you can bring this into a really deep squat stretch. Again, this is great for 34 weeks and later. You want to do a lot of deep squatting when you're getting ready for pregnancy and kind of opening up that general area. This is a really great stretch for that. You can do it all the way through your pregnancy, but especially the last 4 weeks, last 6 weeks would be really beneficial to kind of help labor along, I would say. Again, another hip opener. Hips can get so tight when you're pregnant, you guys. Any of these will work. If your belly's too big for this one, obviously don't opt for it. And while you're in this position, knees nice and wide, I always go forward and back so you find where you need the most stretch, and you kind of stick there if you need it.